It's time to jump into the Wayback Machine and go back to the 80s. I am your host, Golden J, and with me, as always, Frankie Vegas.
Hey, do you have any 80s news this week? I don't know if anything's happened.
You mean like the 80s getting kicked in the nuts?
Yeah, something like that.
That's right. Well, we're here to take you back. And take you forward. And listen, everybody. I don't know. I don't really have any banter for this episode.
Not really.
This is our tribute to Ozzy Osbourne episode.
Yes.
And we're going to get into that. But I do want to throw a couple more shout outs to the others who have passed away here. 80s icons who passed away very, very recently, around the same time as Ozzy's passing. Malcolm Jamal Warner. I'm so sorry. He drowned in a horrible current riptide accident. Just a couple days before Ozzy. And then we lose the great Hulk Hogan just a couple days after Ozzy. And it's like, oh my God. Logan brought up the trumpet player.
Yeah, Chuck Mangione.
There you go. Thank you. He went right in there too. I mean, right after Hogan, or the same day as Hogan. I can't remember.
I'm not sure what day. He had died, I think it was a little way back, and his family just didn't announce it right away.
Oh, okay.
So.
The 80s just took it hard.
Yeah.
And to be honest, Frankie wanted to get this episode out last week, and due to my schedule, we couldn't get together to record this. So we're about a week later than we'd really like to be. But we definitely want to spend the next hour with each other and talk about Ozzy. I know that we did an episode, a Halloween episode.
Yeah, I think it was our first Halloween. Yeah, and we did Ozzy,
but this seems to be more of a this is a different scenario than it was back then. So
yeah.
Of course, as of this recording, the funeral has already happened. I'm sure you guys have seen a ton of pictures on Facebook or maybe one of your news reels that because this was a very, very big thing, and everybody showed up for it. Everybody that I'm aware of. There's a couple questions I have. Whether they were there or not. Obviously Sharon was there. I mean, there was no doubt that Sharon would not be there. I'm just looking at a picture of her right now with Jack and Kelly as they as she walks up to lay the rose on his casket.
I think Amy was there too with them.
Amy was there. Amy is not. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm looking at Jack and Kelly standing next to it. Amy was right behind both of them, or all three of them. If you don't know Amy is. She's the oldest of
Ozzy and Sharon. Yes.
Of Ozzy and Sharon's kids. Yes. Who didn't want to be a part of the Osbournes when they did the reality show.
Yeah, she wanted to do everything on her own.
Yeah, and she pretty much has. What does Amy do? I mean,
honestly, I'm not really sure.
Well, Frankie, you're supposed to know what Amy does.
Well, I don't think much.
She definitely stays out of the.
Jack and Kelly, they took full advantage of it.
They did. She declined to appear on the show, feeling that doing so would typecast her and affect her musical career. She is an actress and a singer. I don't know that I've honestly. I don't know that I've ever. And she released 3 songs in 2016: "Raining Gold," "I Can Change," and "Cocaine Style." I'm gonna have to go check those out.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Then I don't know if his kid from his first. I know Lewis, I believe, was there. His son from his previous marriage. I don't know if the other 2 were there or not.
I thought I saw something a minute ago that said that that Jessica wasn't there.
Okay.
But I don't know for sure. I mean, I was just kind of perusing some stuff here. But, yeah, so we talk about Kelly, Amy, and Jack Osbourne. Obviously, Ozzy had children with his first wife, Thelma Riley, which is Jessica Elliott Kingsley and Louis Osbourne. Jessica Osbourne. Jessica is a. Do you know much about her?
I don't really.
She is quite a background too. I mean, I'm trying to get to her IMDb here real quick. I just was reading a bunch of shit on her, but she is known for being in Better Call Saul. You know that?
Oh, okay.
Please Don't Feed the Children. The Messengers TV series, Manhattan TV series.
Oh.
So I mean, she has got quite a nice little impressive.
Hey, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Educational show,
Yeah.
really.
And that's what we do. We educate and entertain, and not necessarily in that order.
Exactly.
But yeah, she was in Snowfall, The Unsettling, Running with the Devil. Why does that say payroll accountant? Maybe she's just not an actress. Maybe she's just in the business. That doesn't make any. That's weird. That's interesting. But in Better Call Saul, she was I don't even know. Lucianne. She was an ER nurse in The Messengers. Yeah, so there you go. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, Jessica's got her own career. You know, it's kind of setting back away from the whole Ozzy and Sharon deal. But yeah, her mom was Thelma Riley, which was Ozzy's first wife. They were married 1971 to 1982. So
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know that they were out there. I'm sorry. How about Elliot? Elliot do anything? Elliot into the business too?
I no clue.
Frankie.
I honestly, I just.
Yeah.
I don't think you hear much about him. I mean, unless you actually look for it.
Right. He's an English actor, well known as the stepson of English singer-songwriter. Huh, there you go. He's a stepson. I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
And of course, Lewis, he looks like he's a character. I see Lewis here standing next to Amy. Yep. At the funeral. So.
Yeah, he was on an episode or 2 of the Osbournes.
Was he?
Yeah.
He is a label owner, DJ, and producer. So there you go.
Yeah. Wonderful. And just sitting there reading through stuff.
Yeah, there's so much to. I mean, we're at that point now where there's so much to take in. So. I don't know. I want to treat this as a kind of What's Your Damage type episode where we just kind of talk and discuss. And I got some surprise stuff here to add in.
Cool.
But I guess Frankie, let me start off with the big question. Are you ready?
Yes.
Put your phone down.
Okay.
Quit reading stuff.
Okay.
Let's just do this. Let's just do this. Are you ready? Frankie, what did Ozzy Osbourne mean to you?
Wow. You know, originally I wasn't really into Ozzy. And I really didn't get into him until he released No Rest for the Wicked.
Okay.
You know, I had knew some of the Black Sabbath stuff and
Right.
you know, Iron Man, stuff like that. But I'd never really thought much about it, you know. And then when he dropped No Rest for the Wicked, and I I really like these songs. I started listening to more, and it just really got a great appreciation for Ozzy. It's hard to explain. Then, you know, I liked his music.
Right.
You know, I really loved what he did with Randy Rhoads. You know, I loved Crazy Train. You know, all that good stuff. And then, and so I never really thought about it. Just more of, I like his music. Yeah, cool. And then when they started doing the Osbournes, and just getting to see that family dynamic, right? Ozzy became that dad you wanted, you know. And it's like, God, I just love Ozzy. You know, he's nothing what you think. You know, Ozzy in real life and Ozzy on an album, and what you see him portrayed as are two different things.
Absolutely.
And you know, I mean, he had in demons, but you know, there was just something about you couldn't help but love the guy. You know, and I mean, I'm not a musician, so I can't say he did anything for me like, he made me want to be a singer, or, you know, he brought out guitarists that made me want to be a guitarist, you know, or, you know, anything like that. I just enjoyed him. I enjoy interviews he does, you know. I mean, him and Sharon both. I mean, I just love them as people. I don't know them personally,
right?
But to what I've got to know them, just watching them, I just love them as people.
Fair. That's fair. That's good. That's good. So what was your first Ozzy album? What was the first Ozzy album that you owned? Do you remember?
Oh, No Rest for the Wicked.
There was No Rest for the Wicked? Okay. Just wanted to check, make sure.
Yeah.
You talk a lot about your buddies and stuff having certain albums, so, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, they had them, but, you know, I wasn't real, you know, they had, you know, all of his, you know, his first recordings and stuff as just Ozzy, and then I don't know what order they went in, but because I'm not that smart, you know. Diary of a Madman, you know, that kind of stuff.
Right.
But yeah, so I mean, I would hear bits and pieces, and you know, it's like Mr. Crowley. I like that song. You know,
it's a good one.
Not good stuff, but you know.
Right.
What about you? What Ozzy mean to you?
You know, so Ozzy was like you said, he's kind of that rock and roll father figure.
Yeah.
You know, my first album was Bark at the Moon. And I bought it out of the fucking $3.99 cassette bin, you know. And I remember looking at that cover and I'm like, what the fuck is this? You know, and I'm really, really young. I mean 10, 11, somewhere in there. I don't even know what year Bark at the Moon came out. I hate to tell you that I was 10 years old and the fucking album didn't come out till 85 or whatever, but let me look real quick just to see. I thought maybe they'd have his discography on. There it is right there. Bark at the Moon come out in 83. So I was probably 11 or 12 when I got that, maybe 13 when I got that album. And I remember getting it and just throwing it on, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? This is amazing. And of course then I started going into the back catalog, you know, the Blizzard of Oz, the Diary of a Madman. And it probably at some point then I got the Ultimate Sin. I think I got Ultimate Sin through like the Columbia House fucking, you know, it was like the penny shit or something. But man, those albums, those 4 albums right there were my fucking, you know, my musical background. I mean, one of the very first songs that I ever learned to play on guitar when I was 15 years old was Crazy Train. That whole opening, You know, I fucking idolized Randy Rhoads. Of course, you know, he was dead and gone before I really realized, you know, who he was.
Yeah.
But, you know, those during that time, I mean, my group, man, we fucking, you know, we listened to Ozzy. We were all Ozzy fans. Now, I had friends that were Metallica and Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, you know, stuff like that. Wasn't necessarily I fell into that. I was an Ozzy guy. You know, I was a Poison guy. I was a fucking hair metal guy as we got into the later 80s stuff. But those first 4 albums were ultimate in my collection. And to be able to kind of listen to, and try to decipher what he's talking about, you know, and listening to his lyrics and stuff like that. That was what I did growing up. And that's where I spent all my time, was trying to decipher, well, what the hell is he talking about? What does this song mean? What does Bark at the Moon mean? You know? And, you know, you basically were like, listen, it's just a song about fucking, you know, doing your thing and getting out there and just being who you are. Go bark at the moon.
Bark at the moon.
But I also, when they said they were doing the reality show, was one of the first in line to flip it on.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, we talk about that me and Bobby's sister Dawn would just have a field day running around the house going, oh God, hey Sharon, you fucking give me a fucking burrito over here. And be like, Sharon! And she would be like, Ozzy! You know, and then we just had a fucking blast. And you got to learn the other side of Ozzy. You didn't really know him.
Yeah.
However, in my later life, I didn't really get into the later albums as much. I wasn't a Black Sabbath fan per se.
Yeah.
When the tribute album come out, you know, that was the shit. You know, Randy Rhoads coming back from the dead to you know, and you got to hear all the stuff you didn't get to hear if you didn't get a chance to see Randy before he died in 82. And so the tribute album was a consistent fucking on play. So then you got the Black Sabbath stuff, and so you went back and listened to the old Sabbath stuff thinking, oh, let's comparitize what he did in the early 80s when they remade some of that stuff, the Iron Man, the Children of the Grave. Mm-hmm. So you did none of that, so you kind of learned Black Sabbath. But I lost track of Ozzy after the Osbournes were over, and it just seemed like he was dumping album after album. And it wasn't that it was new stuff. I mean, he did put out other stuff. You know, the Osmosis is kind of where I kind of jumped off the track. I did own Osmosis. I did own Down to Earth. But I never owned Undercover, Black Rain, Scream, Ordinary Man, Patient Number 9. I didn't own any of those because they got lost in the mix of all the greatest hits and the compilations and all the stuff they kind of kept putting out. And it was like, I don't need this. I got my original stuff. And so I kind of lost track of him until he did the Post Malone song, you know, and it's like, Ozzy's back, man. He sounds as good as ever. I mean, he never sounded bad. And it was good to see him out and about and doing things. And I didn't realize that they was doing a final show, you know, where he reunited with Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
I never went to Ozfest because I don't fucking do those big festival things very well. But man, he is and always will be a big part of my life musically growing up because I idolized Randy Rhoads and I learned to play all the Ozzy songs, or I learned to play a lot of them. And you respect him for everything he did, everything he went through, all the bullshit, pissing on the Alamo, you know, snorting fucking ants and stuff like, you know, with this fucking, you know, with the boys from Motley Crue. But I did read a book about Randy Rhoads' life. It was something about the Crazy Train, life on the Crazy Train or whatever. And I lost a little respect for Ozzy
Really?
when they talked about when Randy wanted to leave the band. And he was sitting, I don't know, I can't remember exactly if they were sitting in a diner or at a kitchen table or something like that, but Randy set him down to talk to him friend to friend because, Ozzy and Sharon found Randy, so to speak.
Yeah.
He was with Quiet Riot, in case you
Yeah.
guys don't know. He was, he helped form Quiet Riot with Kevin DeBro, and I think he brought in Rudy Sarzo.
Yeah, he
into
might
that.
have. Yeah.
I'd have to go back and double check my facts on that, guys. But he sits down and says, listen, when the tour's over, I'm going to go back and I'm going to study classical and I'm going to teach at my mom's school, because he did not like the road life. He did not like being on the road out on tour. He loved playing music and he loved playing with Ozzy, but he did not like being out on tour. And Ozzy stood up and fucking punched him in the face. And I'm like, and I'm reading this, and I was so distraught and disappointed, and I'm like, really? I mean, I understand he was probably high and drunk at that time, and I do believe he apologized profusely afterwards, but it's like, you let something get the better of you, and we all do it, I know, and I don't hold it against him. It's just, I was like, oh man, that really sucks that that you felt that way about the guy who helped bring you to the next level after Black Sabbath kicked you to the curb. Yeah. Listen, you do too many drugs and you're just a little too crazy to be in this fucking metal band.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a lot of what early Ozzy, most of his issues were drug induced, they were brought out by the drinking, the drugs, and I think, that's why he did some of the crazy stuff that
absolutely,
he did, you know. Whether it was pissing on the Alamo, biting a bat
I
off.
just thought it was a fucking Billy, man. It was fun. It was fucking nice. Had that fucking drop a wink and then fucking shit. Then the fucking police show up and be like, fucking, I didn't know. The fucking wall.
And that was an actual recording of it. No.
Oh, I fucking love Ozzy. I love
Yes.
Ozzy, and I will always love Ozzy. Fuck, we named our dog after him. I mean,
He probably hears us in there talking about him. It's like,
what
somebody
the fuck?
talking about him?
Somebody pet my belly, motherfuckers. I said Frankie really wanted me to do this episode last week, and I apologize to Frankie
Oh,
profusely because I wanted to. I mean, don't get me wrong. His idea to get it out as soon as possible was brilliant, but with everything I had going on, we were working on some things for the for Golden Mojo Entertainment, and I couldn't make it work. But this was the other reason that I didn't. Is I reached out. Do you want to hear our first one?
Sure, let's do it.
All right.
I'm gonna sit back and take a drink.
You sit back and take a drink. I reached out to our family in the Empire to just tell you what Ozzy meant to them. Yeah?
Okay.
Let's start off with, why not start off with just Logan.
Is he sober?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got him early on. All right, here we go. This is just Logan.
Hey everyone, it's Logan from the United States of Paranormal and the Nostalgia Dug. What can I say about Ozzy that millions of devoted, loving fans haven't already tweeted, posted, screamed, and cried, and chanted? The Wizard of Oz is more than just a musical messiah of darkness. He was an inspiration and an icon. I think what took the man beyond a rock star was the way he approached the world. Ozzy was unshakably and unapologetically himself, for better and worse. He didn't make excuses for his fuck-ups or his follies. He pushed forward, owned up, and championed for forgiveness and acceptance. An odd thing to say that I'm sure people will squint at me for is Ozzy's on my Mount Rushmore of fathers I draw inspiration from and look up to. Growing up in the 90s and early 2000s, just like so many others, I got a glimpse over the years on how Ozzy approached his family life and children. And let me tell you, after years of soaking up dads like Danny Tanner, Bill Cosby, and Tim Allen, it was a fucking relief to see a dad out there that shot it straight with his kids, not afraid to tell them, and I quote, "Hey, you're being a pair of dicks. Cut it the fuck out." He showed me it's okay to step out of the norm and do things the raw way. So to quote Little Nicky, "The Blizzard always came straight with his messages." And I believe the message he was laying down is this: if you're gonna be a passenger on this crazy train we call life, just be you, unapologetically you. As long as you do it in a way that doesn't harm anyone, what does it matter if you bend the social norm instead of letting it bend you? I've said it once and I'll say it again. I don't know where you go when you die. But Ozzy, contrary to the thousands of your devoted fans online, if there is a great white north and a fire below, I sure as shit rather think you're relaxing in heaven than ruling from a throne in hell. Rest well, man. You have earned it, and know you will be missed.
What do you think?
I like that.
Isn't that pretty good?
And maybe he talked about the throne in hell.
Right.
And that made me see a meme I seen. I don't remember if it was TikTok or Facebook, but it was Ozzy down in hell and Satan sitting on a throne, and Ozzy's like, "Why the hell are you sitting in my chair?" You know?
Why are you sitting in my chair? I'll fucking get your ass out of there.
Exactly. And I'm like, yeah, that's probably Ozzy, and if that's where he's at. You know?
Oh, yeah.
I'm the prince of fucking darkness.
Put the foot in darkness, fuck off. But just go fuck off. Listen, it's interesting. Logan talks about all of the dads, you know, the Tim Allens, the Bill Cosbys, and the fucking Danny Tanners. Yeah, when he originally said that Bill Cosby, I was like, "You sure you want to put Bill Cosby in there?" But it does make sense. We talked about it later. Yeah. You know, at that time, Cosby was a fucking dad that you really looked at as, you know, you didn't realize that he was rooping chicks who's in the back room. But, yeah, so he did. Ozzy was he was the Prince of Darkness. He was the guy that, you know, bit the head off bats and dubs on fucking stage and had satanic symbols. But when he got home, he was a dad.
He was a dad. Yep.
You know, and I thought it was very interesting, Logan's take on that, and I think that is a well stated.
Yes.
What it meant.
He stated it very well.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Did you ever seen that episode of The Osbournes where Sharon takes him out to see the stage set up for his show and got bubbles going all over the place? Like, bubbles! Jesus Christ, Sharon, I'm the Prince of motherfucking darkness!
I do remember that. I remember that very, very well. I'm pretty sure I've seen every episode of The Osbournes.
Yeah, I'm sure I did too.
Because it was a weekly thing. Every week we would sit down and watch it.
Oh, yeah.
Just good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So I have a few more. Do you want to do another one now and then start working on our? We did a Ozzy Osbourne top 5 list.
Yeah. I did want to get your opinion. Did you watch any of his final concert?
No, I have not. But I will now go back and watch it for sure.
Yeah.
I watched the clips of Mama, I'm Coming Home.
Yeah.
You know, that were rampant everywhere. I just haven't taken the time to go find where it's at.
Okay.
Where is it at? Any idea?
I really don't know. I just, like I said, I'm like you. I watched the clips. I watched, and other performances from other people, and it just watching Ozzy. He did, unfortunately, he had to sit in that throne,
right?
Because he obviously wasn't, and so you could tell he looked bad,
right?
And but he was so happy to be back on stage.
Oh, the smile on his fucking face is amazing.
They're at the end and they're walking off stage. You see that where it's like, don't leave the fucking stage.
Yeah. We're not motherfucking. No. My buddy Andy sent me a link to YouTube of Speak of the Devil concert, whenever that was, all unedited. It's an hour and 15 minutes of straight nothing but Ozzy, Brad Gillis, because it was Gillis took over for Randy when when Randy passed away, and it's just all straight from the board, straight from the soundboard recorded. So you get everything. Just an hour and 15 minutes of straight nothing but this concert and what, was coming through the board. It was a little rough for me. I need to go back and try to continue on because, it was straight Ozzy vocals. And, of course, Andy's like, hey, listen, it starts off a little rough. You gotta let Ozzy warm up before long. Because I was like, it sounded like just a bad karaoke night. And he's like, fucking Brad Gillis is killing it. And Brad Gillis is an amazing guitar player.
Oh, my God.
And for him to step into Randy Rhoads' shoes on the middle of a tour, you gotta hand it to him for doing what he did. So I need to go back and show and just pay respects to
until
everybody.
I seen when Night Ranger played in Warsaw at the park that one year, I did not realize how much of a badass he was on the guitar. And I'm like, oh shit. I mean, I knew who he was. I knew he played for Ozzy. I knew,
Right.
I knew who Brad Gillis was, but I didn't until I seen it live. I didn't get it.
Right.
Oh shit!
Right.
There's a reason this motherfucker was playing for Ozzy.
Yep, because he's that goddamn good. All right, well, let's do another one.
Okay.
All right. Let me pick and choose. We'll do this one.
Hey, Golden 80s. It's me, J-Dub, from the United States of Paranormal. We lost an icon, Mr. Ozzy Osbourne, which is very sad. My favorite memory of Ozzy would have to be on the Osbournes. He always made me laugh. Just the way that, I have a big personality, and I sound like I'm mad at people when I'm not. And for him to be loud and, he always was pretty much positive for the most part. And you could tell that he loved his family and he loved doing what he did. And yeah, he's going to be missed, but we have all of his music still. So we'll always remember him.
There you go. Little word from J-Dub. Oh my God, Frankie, you okay over there?
Hey, this one's hard, man. Ozzy, Theo Huxtable, Malcolm Jamal Warner. Yeah, that one kind of wow, damn, same age of me. Hogan, I'm a big wrestling guy.
Yep.
So but Ozzy, man, that hit different,
It did.
It
did. It hit. Okay, so it hit for me when I found out. I was like, oh, Ozzy passed away. And I'm like, but it kind of made sense because the final concert was like, this is Ozzy's last time on stage. And I remember all of these comments and people saying this, and I'm like, do they know something that they're not telling the rest of the world?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard comments about before he died that it was actually his funeral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait a second. I don't understand what's going on here. Is there something that we don't know? And then, of course, they announced that he passed away. And I was sad.
On my fucking wedding anniversary, by the way.
Well, damn it, man.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't until going back and watching some videos, the picture. I can't look at the pictures of the funeral. I can't listen to tributes because I will fucking lose my shit. And I'm like, I'm not putting myself through it. I want to, and I flip these things on, and I'm like, nope, I'm done. Nope, can't do it. Because I just start to well up, and I realize that he's really gone. You're not going to see him anymore. He's not going to pop up in some fucking Post Malone song or an Adam Sandler movie. He's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks.
Unless Ozzy's just fucking with us, which would be really, really wrong, Ozzy.
Him and Elvis and fucking right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. How about another one, Frankie?
Let's do it.
Okay. Hold on. I gotta get it ready. We'll just do our other counterpart.
Hello, Golden 80s. This is the rocker chick from the United States Paranormal. We lost Ozzy Osbourne, and I pretty much shed a tear because, you know, he was a big part of growing up with Golden J. I know they did some of his music in some of his bands, and one of the songs, Close My Eyes Forever with Lita Ford, me and Jeremy used to go back and forth singing that. And I remember one time going to my Aunt Joyce's house, and she's like, I want to hear you guys sing. So we sang her that song, and she's very religious. And it was, she was like, I really like that song, which is very strange. I don't remember the words. But yeah, and then also watching the Osbournes on television with all the kids and my sister and Dan and Jeremy going back and forth with Dawn doing the whole Sharon, and yeah, just some good memories of Ozzy, seeing him in concert. I mean, he was the great and will always be. So his music will live on.
Yeah. We're all we're all sad, with Ozzy dying. But my feeling is Ozzy would be like, no more tears.
Listen here, man, you're not going to fucking shed tears for me.
No more tears.
So yeah, she mentions "Close My Eyes Forever." I that was a Lita Ford song.
Yes.
That Ozzy helped out with, which I think probably.
Fingers crossed, I'll get to go see her in September.
There you go. Knowing your luck right now, she may not make it.
I know she's touring with Warrant and Firehouse, or what's left of those bands.
Yeah, no kidding. I did get to see Lita a couple years ago, and she's fucking amazing. So you'll love every minute of it. Anyways, we sang that song together all the time. We would throw it on and just sing along. Of course, I had the Lita parts and the rocker chick sang Ozzy's parts, but I kid, Frankie. I'm kidding. Did I lose you on that? You're just looking at me very blankly now.
I'm just letting you do your story. I wasn't gonna interrupt. This is serious. It's a serious podcast today.
But I think that song helped really rocket her even bigger than she already was. I mean, the Runaways, and then a couple songs that she had out prior to that. But that was probably one of her biggest songs. Mm-hmm. And of course, she was being managed by Sharon Osbourne at the time, which is how all that really worked out. But I mean, what a classic piece of Ozzy going and helping somebody.
Of course, the rumor mill, Ozzy was fucking Lita.
Oh, well, yeah,
He may have been. I don't
know. If he did, I'm going to high-five him right now. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, me and the rocker chick went and seen Ozzy. Did you get to see Ozzy in concert?
I never got to. I was supposed to go see him.
On that tour?
With White Lion and Vixen.
Yep, that's where I was at.
And I was supposed to go see him. Something came up. I couldn't go. I don't remember what it was, but something where I couldn't make it, and I was disappointed. Because I wanted to see Ozzy. I did not care about Vixen.
Oh, let me tell you.
Mike Tramp would have been all right, White Lion.
Oh, Vixen. Oh, my God. All that tight leather. You would have been happy to be there.
I did hear my buddy that went, he said the bassist for whoever she is, for Vixen, did a killer solo.
Oh, God, I can't remember back that far, but I can just barely remember. Honestly, I can just barely remember the concert in general.
They went off stage and said, hey, Bobby, let's sneak in the bathroom.
Yeah, I need to knock one out here. Oh, no. And I got to what I always get. No. Baby, I'm going to fucking get my homie on, you know what I'm saying?
Bobby!
Listen, it was the first time I got to see Zakk Wylde. I saw Zakk Wylde in concert, which was amazing. The show was just, it was not memorable. Ozzy jumping up and down like a frog and throwing buckets of water on the crowd just was like, okay. I mean, the music was there. I was there for the music.
Yeah.
But, for me with concerts, I want the whole thing.
Yeah.
I want every bit of it. I spent a lot of hard-earned money to come see you play. Give me something that makes it memorable. And as much as I love Ozzy, and I'll go on to say how much I do, but it just was not memorable to the entire show because there wasn't nothing there to remember. Just him jump up and down.
And my buddy that went, he told me, he said he wasn't impressed.
Yeah.
He came out on stage and said, "Let the game begin." As Ozzy always does. But he said after that got the crowd going. He said after that it was kind of a dead show.
Yeah, it was. There wasn't anything there except like I said, you get to see Zakk Wylde for the first time because it was the No Rest for Wicked tour.
Yeah.
And yeah, but I can always say I got to see Ozzy.
Yeah.
There's a couple of them I missed out on, but I always can say I got to see Ozzy in concert many, many, many years ago, and I'm glad I went. I mean, I think I'd be disappointed if I didn't go.
Yeah.
So, all right, I got another one.
Okay.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go.
For a lot of people, Ozzy was just the guy from Black Sabbath, or maybe the wild man biting off a bat's head. But for me, he was a gateway. A gateway into metal, into raw, emotional, unapologetic music that didn't care what anyone thought. Songs like Diary of a Madman, Mr. Crowley, Mama I'm Coming Home, and Bark at the Moon. Those weren't just tracks to me. They were experiences. Iron Man wasn't just a riff. It was an anthem. I still get chills every time I hear Close My Eyes Forever, one of the greatest duets ever created. It's timeless. I could, and I do listen to these songs on repeat more than I wish I could say. They've helped me get through things I didn't always have the words for. But what made Ozzy so unique in my eyes wasn't just the music, it was how he kept showing up in unexpected ways. I'll never forget seeing him in Lil Nicky where he just pops up as himself and throws a bat at Satan. It was ridiculous, hilarious, and just peak Ozzy Osbourne. That moment somehow captured everything I loved about him. He's offbeat, he's unpredictable, and he's totally iconic. One of my favorite things he ever did was Jack and Ozzy's World Detour. Just watching him travel the world with his son Jack, exploring history, being curious, and just reacting to the weirdest stuff. It was awesome. It's a great show. It was funny, real, and surprisingly wholesome. You saw this rock legend completely out of his element, but still 100% himself. And watching that father-son bond play out made me appreciate him even more. Ozzy taught me that you can be dark and weird and loud and still be loved. That metal could be emotional, that being yourself, no matter how chaotic that looks, it is the most powerful thing you can be. Rest in peace, Ozzy. Love you, brother.
That was Chico Noise. I guess I didn't realize he didn't announce himself at the beginning.
That kind of got me choked up a
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he brings up the Detour.
Yeah, that was a good show.
Yeah, did you remember when they were in Muncie? Because Jack is part of the Muncie Police Department. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I wish I'd have known. I would have been down. My ass would have been down in Muncie.
You've been
for like
getting
all
yourself
week.
arrested.
Arrest me, Ozzy! Arrest me!
No.
He did. I mean, once again, Ozzy touched the lives of so many people, and this is generational. This is Chico. This is my son. This is a, 20-year difference. He's having the same experiences with Ozzy that I had growing up, and the love of the music, and even the old stuff. He mentions Mr. Crowley. Close My Eyes Forever. Iron Man. These are songs that predate him by, almost 30 years, know, and it's crazy the expansion that he's had over all these generations. One Well, when did Black Sabbath actually form? It was in the late 60s, right?
Yeah.
68, 67, somewhere in there. I mean, the guy had been doing it for a long time and basically still was doing it a week and a half before he passed away.
Yeah.
I mean, what more can you say?
Yeah. No, the detour, I remember the episode where they had went, and I can't remember what city, state it was in, but it's where they kept all the archives of like, I can't remember the word I'm looking for like when they recorded a song, and it was like the hard copy of the song, not edited or anything like that. And it was the one they brought out Crazy Train for Ozzy to listen to, because he hadn't heard the original actual recording of it without it being all doctored and prettied up and stuff for the album. But the crazy part was, I think Ozzy almost got tears in his eyes listening to it. But it sounded just as good as it did on the album.
Right.
I mean, that's how good fucking Randy Rhoads is.
Right, right. Yeah.
I didn't even realize. I go, that, like the hard, whatever that was called, I'm like, shit.
I'm going to have to go back and look for that episode. I know that I watched a ton of those detours, but I don't think I've seen them all. Of course, I loved when they moved on and did the whole paranormal Osbournes with Jack, and they were like, Ozzy, what do you think of that? Well, there's a fucking light in the sky. That's all it says. It's a fucking flare. It's nothing. He was just so nonchalant about it. I loved watching those. Me and Bobby would sit down and be like, hey, there's a new one on, and it's like, okay, let's watch it. And we would just tear it up. But, so much fun listening to all of the stuff that's come out again about Ozzy and the way people love him and talk about him. Like Logan said, they've tweeted, they've shouted from the rooftops. It's just crazy. I got another one. Do you want another one?
Do you want another, or do you want to do a couple of our top five?
All right, let's do a couple of our top fives. Let's do that, and then I got two more, so we'll squeeze them in here somewhere.
Okay.
All right.
You want to start, or you want me to start?
You get to start.
Okay, my number 5.
We're going 5. Are we going 5, 4, 3, 2? Honorable mentions 1.
Yeah. That's the way I got it on.
Okay.
On my
sounds perfect.
Okay, so number 5.
Number 5
was from 2007 off of the Black Rain album or CD or whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
Lay Your World on Me. Was it a big top release or anything? No, but I just love the song.
Right on.
It's a song I dedicate to my wife, and just basically telling the story of, I know I've been kind of a dick and I didn't deserve the love that you gave me, but I'm changed now and you can put your world on me, and I got the strength. My shoulder can take the weight.
What's the name of the song again?
Lay Your World on Me.
All right. Number 5. Frankie Vegas is number 5.
Yeah.
Listen, I didn't go into the newer stuff. All mine's older stuff. Yeah. My number 5, coming off of the Bark at the Moon album, which was 1983, is Waiting for Darkness.
Waiting for Darkness.
I'm waiting for darkness. Remember that one?
I do.
I love that song. Number 5.
Number 5.
What do you got for me for number 4?
Number 4, off the 1995 Osmosis album, is See You on the Other Side. See you on the other side. Oh, yes, I'll see you.
See you on the other side. Right?
Yep.
All right. I want to make sure I remembered it. When you said the title, I'm like, I think I know that song.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one. That was a good
God knows I'll see you.
Man, that should be my theme song for the other side on Two Stop.
There you go.
I wonder if I can get the rights to that. Not now.
Yeah.
All right.
Probably used it. It'd be a while before it'd catch up with you, probably.
Probably. All right, man. My number 4 is from the album Diary of a Madman, which was in 1981. And it is Diary of a Madman. I don't know what it is about that song, but it's like, it's so catchy, and you just, I mean, it gets in your head, and you just fucking live it. You know what I mean? I love that one.
Yes.
All right.
They're all good. I mean, okay, number 3.
Number 3.
It's probably my only Black Sabbath actual original. It's from 1972 off Black Sabbath 4. Also, 2003 with Kelly Osbourne.
Oh,
Changes.
Damn,
Yeah.
I got that off. I'm off melody on that.
Yeah, I do.
I'm going through changes.
I've lost the best friend I ever had.
I had a bass player in one of the later versions of Shattered Image that could play all that in piano.
Right.
So we actually performed it several times while we were out playing. Yeah.
Yeah, I did think that's a beautiful song.
It is
I
absolutely
I
beautiful
love
song.
it.
Yeah, beautiful song.
And when I seen Kelly did it with Ozzy, I was a little worried, but she actually did a really nice job.
She did an amazing job, yeah.
And it was pretty good.
Yep. That was your number 3?
That was my number 3.
All right. My number 3, coming off the No More Tears album, is Road to Nowhere.
Road to nowhere.
It leads to me.
Damn. No,
Damn, you forgot that one too, didn't you?
Yeah, I should have put that on my list. Damn.
Oh,
It was hard, man, to try and narrow it down to 5.
No, listen, it's tough. My honorable mention is actually pretty big, but like I said, I stayed within. I didn't do any Sabbath. I didn't do the Lead Aboard "Close My Eyes Forever" song, which is still probably one of my all-time favorites, but it's a Lead Aboard song.
Yeah.
So that didn't make my list, but
Yeah, that's why I didn't put it on, because
Yeah.
it was Lita.
It was Alita, but it is one of our favorites. Don't ever think that it's not.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, Road to Nowhere, number 3.
Yeah.
You want to finish it up, or what do you want our next?
Let's do a next one, and then
all
we'll
right.
come back with our last 2, and then
we'll do the last one we got, and then we'll
Yeah.
close out. All
Yeah.
right, guys, here you go.
Hey, Golden Days fam. I just wanted to reach out to you guys and talk to you about how I feel about Ozzy and how him passing away just totally freaking sucks. But I'm glad he's not in pain anymore. The first time I remember actually paying attention to music of his was like 7th or 8th grade, and my friend was playing Mama, I'm Coming Home, and man, it just struck with me, man. Like just the way he sounded and just the lyrics and everything, it was just powerful. I freaking loved it. So I started like downloading all his music and everything like that, and of course I grew up with parents that liked classic rock and stuff like that, and they would play like Black Sabbath and everything like that, but I never really put the two in together because they were never really big like rock fans. But yeah, my buddy, he turned me on to him and got me actually paying attention, and man, I was hooked ever since. And it just sucks having him gone now, and I think he was actually very transcendent whenever he was talking about wherever it came down to his songs and everything like that. Like, a lot of it's words to live by, like Crazy Train, come on, learn how to love, forget how to hate. We need some of that in our lives right now, big time. But I hope you're resting in peace, man. You'll always be the prince. You died the king. And we'll keep on playing you as many times as we can. Thanks.
That was the straw man.
That was the straw man. He didn't introduce himself.
No. What the heck, guys? Come on. Listen, he was the Prince of Darkness. He did die the king. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It is exactly what we want it to be. He was an icon, an amazing person in and outside of the music business. And what more can you say right there? All right, Frankie.
All right.
I need to tinker just here for a second. You go ahead and talk about your number 2.
My number 2 is off the 1980s album, Blizzard of Oz. And that's a little song called Crazy Train. And it's like you just heard Mason talk about that song. It means a lot. It's...
I'm going off the rails on a crazy train.
I went to the preacher. It's all those things we probably have done in our lives,
Oh, yeah.
Listen to preachers, listen to fools. Went to
absolutely.
the dropout that made their
own rules.
Yeah, so it's just a great song, Absolutely love it.
Healing and driving me insane. I'm going. Listen, man, one of the first songs I ever learned to play and sing at the same time. Yeah. I was always impressed with myself that I was able to do that. Listen, thank you, Mason, for taking the time and putting that together and sending that in.
Absolutely.
Sorry, I'm a little sidetracked. Crazy Train. Crazy Train did not make my list. It is definitely an honorable mention, so we can talk about that in a minute. Because I'm over Crazy Train, because I played it so many times over my life.
I get that.
My number 2. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Mama, I'm coming home.
Mama,
off the No More Tears zone. Mama, I'm coming home. Come on,
man. It seemed to me you could have been a better friend to me. Mama, I'm coming home.
Good stuff, guys. Just good stuff.
Absolutely.
So that is my number 2. What do you got for honorable mentions?
Honorable mention. Wait, did your number 2 make you cry?
Yes, actually it does.
Okay.
Tears of joy, tears of sorrow, tears of love. I don't even know what we got going on there. But.
Yeah, honorable mention for me is probably like everything else.
That doesn't really count.
It doesn't, but you do stuff like Miracle Man.
Miracle got busted. Jimmy Swagger.
Yeah. That was a great song. Bark at the Moon. I don't know. Just everything. You go back to Iron Man. Close Your Eyes Forever. I know that's a Lita song, but it was still, Ozzy infused. And it's just, I don't know. It's just so hard, really, because I could just start every song. I could sit there and say, "Yeah, I love this song for this reason."
Absolutely. Yeah.
And just that, like I said, Iron Man, War Pigs. Just. Sweet Leaf, you just start.
You're just randomly saying songs now, Frankie.
Yeah, it's just. Like I said, I could have did a whole nother top 5, and still been just as accurate,
Absolutely.
Absolutely. It's hard for me just to rank them because they're great. He was though he seemed like he was kind of a weird, not real smart guy. He was a musical fucking genius.
Oh yeah,
and I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, and then he had Sharon for all of the other shit.
Yeah,
the stuff that need to be taken care of, the business side of it.
Yeah.
Honorable mentions, and I'm going to give you some honorable mentions. I'm not going to cop out like Frankie.
That's fine.
Rock and Roll Rebel. And you're the rock and roll rebel. How about Thank God for the bomb? Yeah, good one. Until the lightning strikes again. Demon Alcohol. Demon Alcohol. That was always a good one. And I don't want to change the world. I don't want the world to change me. Yeah. And of course, Mr. Crowley.
Yeah, that's another good.
Those are some of my honorable mentions.
That could have made the list. I mean, those are just great songs.
There you go. So there's my honorable mentions, Frankie.
Okay.
Now that we've blown out everybody's fucking car speakers by singing all those. What do you got for your number one, big dog? Number one. Have I already said it?
No.
Oh.
This is the only one that was guaranteed on my list because it was number one. My all-time favorite Ozzy.
Number one in your heart.
Number one in my heart. All-time favorite Ozzy song. 1988, No Rest for the Wicked. Crazy Baby.
Crazy. Baby. Listen,
love that video.
It's the whole album, that whole No Rest for the Wicked album was great. I mean, it really, truly was. Yeah, I don't even. I had one of them on there too. Demon Alcohol. All right, Frankie, my number one.
Your number
my
one.
number one. My number one.
Yeah.
It's gonna surprise you. It's off of the Ultimate Sin album.
Okay.
Which is probably one of my favorite albums. One of my favorite Ozzy
Probably
albums.
one of the most underrated Ozzy.
Absolutely one of the most underrated albums. Nobody ever talks about this album. We talk about No More Tears, No Rest, Blizzard, some Diary Madman. But I think the Ultimate Sin was the album that just kind of flew by everybody, and they were like, I don't know. Jakey Lee on guitar. Jakey Lee, fucking, god damn, what an amazing guitar player. But this is not even one of the big, this is not the Ultimate Sin, or it's not, I'm trying to think of what else was on that album. I'm drawing a blank, and that's stupid because I'm living this fucking album, but Thank God for the Bomb was on there. Fool Like You. Secret Loser, those are all great songs. Go back and, guys, I'm serious, go back and listen to this album. It's underappreciated. But my favorite song, my number one, is Killer of Giants. They threaten us all. Dun, dun. I love that song. It's if none of us believe in war, then can you tell me what the weapon's for? It's just a fucking emotional, brilliant song. Go back, guys. Check it out. The Ultimate Sin, Killer of Giants. It's number 7 on side B, or, on your player. It's
maybe we'll have to review it for a show one time.
The Ultimate Sin?
Yeah.
I'd be all about it. It's just a good album, period. There you go. There is our top 5 with a bunch of honorable mentions. And I think my honorable mentions were totally different than the ones that Frankie said.
Oh, I mean, like I said, it was so hard, When I originally came up with doing a top 5, I said top 3, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, he emailed me back right away, texted me back right. No, we're doing top 5. Maybe we should do top 10.
And it probably wouldn't have been any easier doing top 10.
Absolutely, it would have been just as hard to figure out which ones go where. Yeah, so many great songs he's put out. Hey, I got one more. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. I don't know if he introduces himself in this or not. I haven't even heard this. I actually just downloaded it because it just got here. It just got here as we're recording.
Got here.
So here we go. Check this out.
What's going on, everybody? This is Lance Menzie, a.k.a. Vance Mendez, a.k.a. Wonder Bread, from the Puck, Yeah, Nostalgia Tug, and Real Terror podcast here on the Golden Mojo Network. Just wanted to come in and give my thoughts on the passing of Ozzy Osbourne. It's music means a lot in this household, means a lot growing up, especially growing up with a hair metal and 80s centric listening type of music that I grew up listening to. Ozzy was definitely one of them that had regular replay in our house. Not as much Sabbath I found more as I got older and I explored his discography. Both of them absolutely amazing. If I know a lot of people haven't went back and listened to some of those Black Sabbath albums, I would definitely recommend it. They are absolutely amazing. Volume 4, the Reality, self-titled. They're all absolutely wonderful. And then obviously you got the Blizzard of Oz, you got Diary of a Madman, Osmosis being in the 90s. That's one that I kind of grew up with more than the rest. And then the No More Tears album obviously is probably his biggest one. Mama, I'm Coming Home, No More Tears, so on. It means a lot. And unfortunately, Brooke, my co-host on Real Terror, was not able to record this little video with me, but when we met, the very first thing we talked about was Ozzy. Not as much for the music, but she grew up watching the Osbourne show, and me growing up out in BFE, I did not get MTV and all that, and VH1, so I got to watch that and see it for the first time, all that, and we've been together 11 years now, and we have probably watched all 4 seasons easily 4 or 5 times all the way through. We watched it as one of those things like, hey, we can't watch anything, we're just going to turn it on. We have them on DVD. That's one of the very first things we ever watched together when we met. Is a nostalgic feeling. It is a wonderful feeling that I'm always going to remember. It was very sad when as actually my mom texted me and told me the news. And then I had to tell Brooke, and she was actually she loves Ozzy and Sharon. She thinks they're the epitome of the greatest couple in the world, and they mean a lot. Meant a lot to her, and I know she cried about it, and she tries not to let it get to her because she's pretty emotional. I had a couple tears. You can't not. Something that is such a huge part of your life, you can't not shed a couple tears. People will think, well, you didn't know them all, but I mean, if you grow up with listening to them in a household built on music, much probably like Golden J, he named his dog Ozzy, and then having a wife that loves the show and everything as much, and actually getting to show her music stuff she had never heard before, and Black Sabbath, older stuff that she really liked. It meant a lot. So it is very sad. I know the boys obviously are going to be doing a tribute to Ozzy, and if you guys are fans of the Nostalgia Tug with just Logan and I, hopefully in the next couple months, be a little while, we are going to cover the Osbournes and the 2 albums that did come out in the 90s that he put out that I grew up with. Especially I had them on CD. I loved them. Definitely please look out for that. Much love coming from the Menzie household, and you're going to be missed later, guys.
Oh, he cut himself short.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, as you could tell, everybody has kind of an emotional tie to Ozzy.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's not one of those things you can really explain, I don't think.
No.
It's just that he hit people like that.
He did.
It's just amazing. I mean, and I'm going to say this, keep playing his music, because he only dies if we let him die.
Absolutely. He lives on. He does live on. Yeah. He'll live on forever because, I'm sure that my kids are going to play it for their kids. Yeah. And they'll be like have an appreciation for for that stuff that he's done, whether it be the 80s albums or the 2000s albums. It doesn't matter. They will find appreciation for it, and he will live on forever.
Yes.
Frankie, let's wrap this up.
Let's do it.
Thank you guys for listening to Golden 80s, and thank you to everybody who put together something for this tribute.
Yes, thank you.
J-Dub, the Rocker Chick, Logan, Lance, Mason, and Chico. I mean, I gotta make sure I count them all. So I
thought maybe you were going to surprise me with a Colton video or something.
No.
I would have loved to have heard that.
I didn't think about it. I should have. I probably should have. But, so yeah, as we continue to mourn the loss and go back and enjoy the videos and all that stuff, I'm going to leave you with this. We love you all! Rest in peace, Ozzy.
Rest in peace, buddy.
You deserve it. You've earned it.
Now, no more tears.
No more tears. Thank you for listening to the Golden 80s podcast. Check us out at goldenmojoent.com, where you can find out about our great merchandise and a little bit about Frankie and Golden J. Also, at goldenmojoent.com, you can find out about all the other podcasts in the Golden Mojo Entertainment network of podcasts, like
the United States of Paranormal, Indiana Chiefs fans, the Gridiron Kings, MurdNerds, the Nostalgia Tug, Real Terror, and the Puck Yeah Podcast. But you can still find Golden Image Podcast, A Quart of Books and Booze, and the Call Guys wherever you stream your favorite podcast. And if you have a story that you would like us to cover, just let us know at thegoldenimage80s@gmail.com. Please like, rate, and subscribe wherever you listen.